What's going on, everybody? This is the first official video of Chargers Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Will Ortner, and of course, the very first video has to be christened by a preview of the 2026 AFC wildcard matchup, the Chargers between the Patriots. And I'll tell you right now, I think there are a couple keys to victory that the Chargers can have to upset that second seed New England Patriots team. But before we get into that, I need to let you know that you are watching Chargers Now by Chat Sports. And what does that mean for this channel? We are going to be bringing you LA Chargers content throughout the rest of the 2026 postseason, and we're going to be able to bring you content through the NFL free agency and offseason, the 2026 NFL draft, and the 2026 NFL regular season. But right now, we can only do a couple of videos a week because our channel is just starting out and it's not as big as some of the other channels here at Chat Sports. How do we get to the spot where we can do more LA Chargers videos? By getting a bigger channel. So come on in and hit that subscribe button. We're just 6 subscribers away from getting all the way to 100 subscribers. Little by little, we're going to grow this channel until it becomes a behemoth here at Chat Sports. So come on in, hit that sub button. The more subscribers that we get, the more LA Chargers content that we can get out to you. All right, now we got to dive into some key injury news for the Chargers. Donte Jackson and Omarion Hampton, to me, are the big 2 injuries that we really need to take a look at throughout this postseason and the lead up into this wild card round. Now, when we start with Donte Jackson, it is an ankle injury that he suffered in a game that really makes no sense why he was out there. Most of the Chargers starters were not playing against the Denver Broncos in Week 18, yet for some reason, our starting corner Jackson is out there. He gets rolled up on, has an ankle injury, and does not return into the game. I was worried as I was doing my research, getting ready for our very first channel show here, watching that game, that he wouldn't be able to play against the New England Patriots, although, thank goodness, Jim Harbaugh did give us a good quote that Jackson's injury isn't going to end up being too serious. It sounds like Jackson could have actually returned to the game if there was some meaning to it. This is obviously huge for the Chargers. You never want to lose a starting corner, especially for a team that has been so injury-riddled throughout this season. Now, most of those injuries are coming to the offensive line, but Jackson has had a stellar year. And the most important stat that I want to point out to you is that interception total. If the Chargers are going to find a way to beat the Patriots, they are going to need to find a couple of turnovers. Jackson can be the perfect person to do so. Now, we're going to dive over to running back Omarion Hampton, and an injury that everyone kind of thought, hey, it's an ankle injury. He's going to sit out, get rested, recover, just like Justin Herbert dealing with his hand injury. But he'll be ready to go, obviously, for that first playoff game. And then what is Coach Harbaugh doing here? He says he's doing everything and anything he can to get back as fast as he can. Talking about Omarion Hampton. What are we doing? Why would Coach Harbaugh give that kind of report about Hampton and make me feel uneasy, make me feel queasy about the fact that we might be without our top running back? We're in a position right now where we have to have a rushing attack against the New England Patriots to slow down any sort of pass rush that they can muster because our offensive line just frankly isn't good enough. We can't lose another weapon like that if we're going to beat the Chargers. I'm telling you, the Patriots, excuse me. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed right now. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that Hampton is going to be able to play on Sunday. I still think that he can. Might be a little gamesmanship going on right here for Harbaugh, but I think that we'll be able to get that victory. I have 3 keys to victory, by the way, talking about winning against the New England Patriots. But before we get into those, I do need to ask you a question. Because who do you have in this postseason matchup? Do you have the Chargers coming out on top? I'm telling you right now, I think you should. Go down in the comment section and type LAC. If you got the Patriots coming out on top with a victory, type NE. I'll tell you right now, I better see a lot more LACs than I see any NEs. And if I see a lot of NEs, I'm going to be very disappointed with the Charger faithful. I'm trying to get charged up. Show me how to do that down below in the comment section. All right. My first key to victory for the Chargers here is we have to keep Justin Herbert upright and safe. What do I mean by that? Obviously, losing Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater for the year has really made it easy for teams to get a pass rush against this Chargers offensive line. And it feels like every single game that we watch Herbert go out there and play, he's in an absolute dogfight. The dude looks like he just went through 4 or 5 car wrecks after every game. Now, the Patriots aren't the best at getting to the passer, but the Chargers have shown that they're not great at keeping opposing teams that aren't good at getting to the passer away from Justin Herbert. Find a way to keep him as upright as possible. We've seen what a great quarterback he is. He can deliver strikes to our wide receivers. Ladd McConkey might have a huge game in this one, and I think that the Chargers will come away with a victory if Herbert stays upright. Next, got to find a way to get pressure on Drake Maye. Right now, Drake Maye is, if he's not going to be the MVP of the NFL season, he's going to be number 2. And DC Jesse Minter has done a great job of speeding up opposing quarterbacks. This is the perfect time to get after the young quarterback. Don't let Drake Maye feel comfortable back in the pocket. Make him feel consistently uncomfortable. It will lead to more mistakes, and then who knows, maybe Dante Jackson gets an interception or 2. My last key to victory is you have to find a way to stop the Patriots' rushing attack. We saw it in Week 18. Now, it was against the Miami Dolphins, not the strongest defense in the National Football League, but Ramondre Stevens and Travion Henderson absolutely ran through that Miami defense, and they did a great job of not only finding the end zone, but setting up the rest of the passing game for the Patriots. If the Chargers are going to be able to come out on top, you have to find a way to slow down that rushing attack. Do not allow that two-headed monster in New England to get free and get into the end zone. If the Chargers are able to do all of those things, well, I think we'll be doing a preview about who the Chargers will be playing in the divisional round. Thank you guys so much for turning in to the first video here for Chargers Now. I'm so excited to be bringing Chargers content to you on YouTube. Like I said, help us out. Come on in and hit that subscriber button. The bigger that we can get the channel and the quicker that we can get the channel bigger, the more videos that we can put out here. So make sure you hit that sub button, and I'll keep you as up to date as possible with any kind of news going around the LA Chargers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And of course, bolt up.